Hello, everyone. Well, the spring is almost here, and we're going to start cleaning our closets and homes and, all the things at our home. And why don't we even think of cleansing ourselves? And that's what we're going to talk about is Ayurveda cleanse. What does Ayurveda cleanse and what does Ayurveda say about cleansing yourself? We're going to talk with Vaidya Kamya Pillai. She has been an Ayurvedic practitioner for over 15 years. She's also an educator. So I'm going to welcome Vaidya Kamya Pillai, who's joining me live from California. Welcome, Vaidya Kamya.
Thank you. Thank you, Amita. Lovely to be here and happy Friday to all of you.
Yes, so let's just start it with what prompted you to go to Ayurveda, and we'll start with the cleanse process.
Sure, sure. So, from very young age, I would say even from elementary school, I wanted to be in the healthcare field somehow, be it a nurse or a doctor. I wanted to always be in that, where we can heal people. And at the same time, I was so fascinated by plants and, botany to say. So it was my sister who said, why don't you combine both your passions? And that's how Ayurveda came to my mind, and I wouldn't have been happier.
All right, so let's just start with why do we need the cleanse and what exactly Ayurveda says about the cleansing process?
Sure, sure. So before that, like all, we start with setting the right intention. So just, I would love to jump into the topic of seasonal cleanse, but for Ayurvedic talks, as you know, we need a certain amount of background information. So I will share that before we start. But let's set the stage. So I would request you to just close your eyes. No need for any chanting or anything. Just so that we can set the right intention. We'll just close our eyes for 2 seconds maybe, and we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantare Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvame Vinashaya Trilokyanathaya Sri Mahavishnave Namaha. Thank you. So this is salutations to Lord Dhanvantari. He's known as the god of medicine, the king of herbs and healing. Okay, let's move on to the first slide. So I'll be giving an introduction about Ayurveda. I'm sure, Amita, by now your listeners are familiar with what Vata is, Pitta is, the basic information. But anyone, maybe someone stumbles upon the talk and they are hearing Ayurveda for the first time. For those people, and I also know that there might be Ayurvedic experts listening to it. So let me try to strike a balance here. I'll give an introduction about Ayurveda, and then the importance of seasonal cleanse and how it is different from the traditional panchakarma that we do. People think that they are doing panchakarma when we do a seasonal cleanse. These two are entirely different. So let me try to just tell you the basic difference, and finally the conclusion. And I know I have prepared a PowerPoint presentation so that people can just anchor to the point. They get some idea about what I'm talking. But these days there are multiple PowerPoint presentations, and I do believe that there can be death due to PowerPoint. So let's make it interactive, Amita. If that is fine,
Sure.
you can just ask me questions as we move
Absolutely,
on.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I think as you said earlier, we've done so many Ayurveda presentations, but we haven't done anything on cleanse. So people
Okay,
are familiar with what Ayurveda is on a high level, but I think it doesn't hurt, for us to get a refresher.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. So Ayurveda, as we all know, is we call it an Upaveda. Upaveda means a supplementary to the Vedas, right? So, like all Vedic sciences, its intention is to increase our potential. Be it our physical, mental, or emotional, or even spiritual potential. So, how can we make a better version of ourselves? That is the basic intention of this science. Ayurveda means the wisdom of life, and Ayurveda talks about how we can preserve our health. Those are the two focus areas: how we can preserve our health prevent diseases. That is one part. And the other part is how we can cure diseases. But the main focus is always prevention of disease. Because if we take care of our health and preserve our health, then no need to move on to the next part, right? Of course, there can be accidents, acute, viral infections and things like that. But the main diseases, most of them are caused due to our wrong diet and lifestyle. So that is the main focus of Ayurveda. Now, in Ayurveda, the one of the basic tenet of Ayurveda is that we are a reflection of nature. So whatever happens around us is happening within us also, because we are one and the same as our nature. And so there are three energies mentioned in Ayurveda. Just like we see outside, we see three main types of energy. There is that sun energy, and there is a very cooling, nourishing moon energy, and there we see the wind also, right? So these, in our body, when it comes to our body, we think about three energies: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. So Vata is a combination of air and ether, and it is the energy of movement. So whatever movement happens in our body, it is because of Vata. And no, I don't have a slide for that. So
That's
then
okay.
we can go back to the previous slide. There are some points which I would like to, yeah, thank you. And then we have Pitta. Pitta is a combination, a very unlikely combination of fire and water coming together. And it is the energy of transformation. Whatever transformation happens in our body is because of Pitta. And then we have the very cooling, nourishing, stabilizing kind of energy, the kapha energy, the gluing energy in our body, the energy that puts things together. So these three are responsible for all the functions happening in our body. We are in this constant exchange between nature, at different aspects of nature, we are interacting. And what helps to maintain the balance of this interaction is something that we call agni. So I'm putting in these Sanskrit terms like every now and then. It
Sure.
is not to make it fancy, but these are some lexicon terms in Ayurveda. If you know these terms, if you know what it means, how it expresses in the body, then chemistry becomes very easy. Because Ayurveda is a common man's science. Ayurveda tells you how to take care of your health, in whatever ways possible by yourself. Instead of running for each and every small imbalances to your doctor, it teaches you how you can take care of yourself and maintain your health. So that is why it is called a common man's science. And once you understand these basic principles, it becomes very easy and effortless to do that. Okay. So now let's look mentioned it. It considers all levels of no, the previous one. Yeah, thank you. So all levels of the individual, like I said, you're not just talking about the body, but we are talking about body, mind, and spirit. Also in Ayurveda, we give a lot of importance, right? Nowadays, everybody is talking about body, mind, spirit, body, mind, soul. But Ayurveda tells about the senses as well. How important is it to maintain the health and the balance at the level of. So there is body, there is mind, there is spirit, and the sense. All of these coming together, staying in balance is known as health in Ayurveda. Then it emphasizes prevention. Like I said, that is the main focus of Ayurveda, Chitta Vritta. Then preserve and optimize health of the healthy. We already talked about it. Use natural way. That is another, a good thing about Ayurveda is that we say it is holistic. Holistic meaning is whole, healing and whole. Only a whole thing can give you healing because body identifies it as natural, right? So when you use the just one part of a medicine, the active principle, the effect is very quick, but there can be adverse reactions. But in Ayurveda, we use the whole medicine. So we use turmeric as whole. We use, some other medicine like ginger as whole. We're not just taking the principles out of it. So in that way, also Ayurveda is holistic. Now, this the second last point, because in the modern world we see that people often think
Dr. Kamya, I think your network connection is a bit off. I don't know what happened suddenly.
hello.
Yes, I can hear you now. There was something.
Okay, you can hear me now. Okay. I
Yes.
think, did you lose any part of what I was mentioning?
I think the last point, you were just going to say it and we didn't hear you.
Okay. Thank you. So what I was about to say is in the modern world, we often responsibility to take care of her health, or it is my primary care doctor's responsibility to take care of my health. No, Ayurveda says it's your responsibility to take care of your health. You have to sit in the driver's seat and ride the car, and you cannot take the passenger seat and just sit idly, right? Maintaining
Yeah.
health by itself is a lot of work. You have to pursue it actively. You have to do things in a certain way day by day.
So we're having network issues. In between. You were getting cut off. So you were talking about the Ayurveda, basically telling all of us to be in the driver's seat, right? We cannot really depend on our primary care physicians or general practitioners to take care of ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves, right? Okay, are you back? All right.
Exactly, that's what I said. Yes. And
Okay.
then the last point is that there is a cycle happening in nature. In a day there is a cycle, right? There are fluctuations. You can feel the pitta coming up in the body around noontime. You feel the strongest hunger. So those kind of fluctuations and cycles are happening around us. That happens within our body also. So we have to make sure that we are moving as close to this cycle as possible. Yeah, now we can go to the next slide. Yes, so this is the main tenet of Ayurveda. Like I said, as is the macrocosm, so is the microcosm. Whatever happens outside is happening within our body also. And one more thing to remember is that we are similar. We are all made of the same five elements.
Mhm.
And everything in the nature is made of the five elements. So basically it is the same thing, but we are different. We realize that as well, right? The same, we realize that we are different from everything around us. What is it that makes us different? Is this unique combination of the five elements. Not just that combination of mind, combination of our past experiences that made us who we are, the combination of the soul. So all of these coming together makes this unique combination, right? That is us. And unless we understand that, we will not realize what our role is, will not be able to do things for us. So that is the main goal of Ayurveda. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Now, this is the question. There are so many cleanses out there, right? There is the juice cleanse. There is even coffee cleanse. Have you heard that?
No, I have not heard of that, but the internet is full of. I know at one time I had ordered like $100 worth of juice and it didn't do anything. I was drinking sugar. That's all I remember.
I mean, I'm not against any type of cleanses. People vouch for juice cleanse. By the way, there are people who say that they get very good skin after it. But the thing is, and it doesn't work for others. Or for others, it gives like very adverse reactions, right?
Mhm.
So there is no logic behind what is. There should be some logic whenever we are doing a cleanse or whenever we are doing anything for the mind or body. There should be a logic behind it. So without just giving a blanket statement or a one size fits all kind of a cleanse, that doesn't work. And in Ayurveda, it is different in that way. We understand the person, we understand where the person is coming from. That is also important, because when you think about seasons, there is this huge variation. Even in America, if you think, there is this huge variation, right? Or even in India, North India and South India, there is so much variation. When you think about Christmas and that snow and all in this part of the world, there is forest fire happening in Australia. So we have to understand where the person is coming from, what is the dosha predominant, which is the dosha that we are trying to work with. And based on that and the basic tendencies of the person, any diseases, underlying conditions in that person, only then we can plan an Ayurvedic cleanse. So whatever we plan in an Ayurvedic cleanse is with a logic. It's not a one size fits all. If someone is giving you a handbook and saying that you can do an Ayurvedic cleanse very very leisurely at home, that is not true. There is a lot of hand holding required at each phase of an Ayurvedic cleanse, and if it is not done properly, if it is done in a very casual way, that can lead to many problems moving forward. And why cleanse Ayurvedically? There is one more reason for that. Now, in Ayurveda, we give a lot of importance to Agni, right? Agni, I used that term before. It's a Sanskrit term, and it refers to all the all the physiological functions happening in the body, be it our digestion, be it our metabolism, be it the enzymes, the hormones. All those actions come under that single term called Agni. So in Ayurveda, we say that most of the diseases are caused because of an imbalance in Agni. And if you can maintain the balance of that Agni, then you can stay healthy. So while doing the cleanse, we consider Agni as the prime factor to maintain the health of the Agni. We do it in a gentle manner. So it is not a burden to the Agni. And at the end of the cleanse, your Agni strength, the efficiency of the Agni increases. So that is one reason. So Ayurvedic cleanse works at the gut level. It's not just superficial. It creates a change at the gut level. Now, I have included another Sanskrit term here, sareera, the first one, if you can see. Sareera, if you look in the, you Google it, you will see sareera means body. But sareera is not just body. There is an inner, deeper meaning for sareera. Sareera means anything that is dying or disintegrating every moment. So it means our body is dying and disintegrating every moment. No, I don't want to start your Fridays on a very negative note. What I meant was, Sharira is, our cells in our body is dying every moment. But that also gives us a positive side of it. It means that there is recreation happening at every moment, right? So there is an opportunity given to us every moment where we can recreate our body. So we all have this, maybe we are healthy. We go to the hospital, we do all the blood work, and everything is fine. The doctor says, you are good, you're healthy. But we still feel that, this is not me. I can be more energetic. So that is where an Ayurveda cleanse can help, or, following the seasonal rituals, or, what we call as Ritucharya. So as the season changes, making slight changes in our diet, lifestyle, and if required, doing a cleanse. Not everybody requires a cleanse. So if required, doing a cleanse is also a part of that. So maintaining the health of our digestion and metabolism, and for the preventive and curative aspect. So if you want to prevent diseases, if you want to enhance health, like I said, you have X amount of health, you want to make it X plus 1, or you want to make X plus 4 or X square. Ayurvedic cleanse can help with that. And if you have a disease, make sure you are going to the right person, to a very qualified Vaidya, and doing a cleanse. And that is, it becomes a curative, a therapeutic cleanse there. So it should be done with a lot of care. Yes, let's move on to the next one.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay, these are the benefits of a cleanse. So, if you feel that with the seasons changing, you are having some symptoms like, the body is trying to tell you there is something wrong. You get allergies, continuous nasal drip or postnasal drip, or you are getting skin manifestation, rashes, skin diseases. Or you feel fatigued and feel like sleeping all day, you have these joint pains with the seasonal change, then it is a very good indication that it is, you are eligible for a cleanse. And if a proper cleanse is done, these are the benefits that you will feel. So it promotes optimal health. I should tell you, the definition of health in Ayurveda is quite different from the conventional definition. So the Sanskrit term used is swastha. Swa means your pure self, and stha means you're established. So if you feel connected to your pure self, who you are, only then you're said to be swastha. So not just your lab values, but you should feel happy, content, and your senses should be light and clear. Only then we can call ourselves swastha or healthy. Then it prepares the tissues for deep nourishment and rejuvenation. And in that way, it makes sure that there is no accumulation. You maintain a healthy body weight. It promotes regular and balanced elimination. Now, this is something that Ayurvedic doctors give a lot of importance. Uh, how is your elimination? That is very important. Whenever we meet a person, we ask them, the first question might be, did you have a good elimination? Did you have a good bowel movement? That is a sure question that we ask. So this is having a balanced elimination is so important. If there is backlog, if there is constipation, or if there is altered bowel, then that is an indication that your health is affected. Then we move on to the next one, that is clarity to senses and calmness to mind. Like I said, during cleanse, we always talk about what effect it creates on the body, but it's the effect it creates in the mind simultaneously. And this is what we do during a traditional cleanse. We make sure that there are some mindfulness practices are also included in that cleanse. So it is not done in one day. You cannot go and see a Vaidya and do a cleanse in one day. You have to do it in sessions, in phases, so that it is a very gentle process, so that the body doesn't take a toll on, because of the cleanse. So it should be done in a very gentle way. Like I said, lot of hand holding is required, lot of care to the mind, how the mind feels. That is also really important. So at the end of it, if it is done properly, you feel that clarity of senses, you feel calmness of mind. And of course, immunity, right? Everybody's talking about immunity now. How can I improve my immunity, vitality, enthusiasm? So increasing immunity or enhancing immunity is not a there is no straightforward answer to it. There are a lot of things that need to be done on a day-to-day basis, on a seasonal basis, to stay healthy and have a good immunity. Like I said, the health of the agni, the health of your dhatus. All the dhatus means tissues. So all those are important to maintain to preserve your immunity or to enhance your immunity. Of course, the herbs will also help, but just popping turmeric capsules is not going to increase your immunity. There are more things that you should be doing to enhance your immunity. Yes, let's move on to the next one. And yeah, this is the different phases of the Ayurvedic cleanse, which maybe we can talk in detail about it later, but I'll just give you an overview to make it easier to understand for a common person. In an Ayurvedic cleanse, we do it like how we wash clothes, right? There are very badly, like a very dirty cloth. Okay, so if the cloth is really dirty, what should we do? We have to we have to soak it in hot water and soap for some time, right? That makes it easier to wash it rather than just dumping it in the washer. You soak it in hot water and soap. So just like that, before we do a cleanse, there is a preparation phase where you do something called, first of all, we take care of any Agni imbalance. If there is any toxins in the body, we have to remove that. We call it ama. And that is another huge topic. We can talk about it, can go on and on and on. But ama is basically something which is not properly formed of, we cannot make it a part of our body. So it acts like a toxin, right? So what will happen if you put small amount of toxin in your system? You will get rashes, you will get some bowel problems, you will vomit, or you will have a diarrhea, right? Or so the same kind of reactions happen in our system when there is ama. So it is important to remove that. It is important to maintain the balance of the agni. And afterwards we do what I said, like a soaking and lubricating. So soaking, we are basically using the soap to just loosen up things, right? So just like that, we are going to be using some fats to loosen up the toxins from our body, and we bring it to the gut through what we call as sudation, svedana. So this is the preparation phase. So once it reaches the gut, we make use of the nearest exit route to remove it from the body. So that could be mouth, that could be anus, that could be nose. So depending upon where your toxin accumulation is, we choose the route. Unfortunately, in the US, we cannot do a therapeutic MSs or things like that. So what we usually do is a gentle cleanse, gentle virechana or laxation. Then moving on to the next part, which is the post cleanse part. So most people think that the main procedure after that is done, the cleanse is almost done. No, the post cleanse is more important, even more important than the cleanse, because if care is not given in the post cleanse phase regarding the diet, regarding the lifestyle, or regarding what kind of herbs to take after cleanse, then the entire process becomes futile. So these are the three phases of a traditional Ayurvedic cleanse. Yes. And this is one, it is not by a famous Ayurvedic sage, but this is, he's an Ayurvedic practitioner, by the way. But I found this very, something people can easily relate to, because we cannot scrub our inner body. We need to learn a few skills to help cleanse our tissues, organs, and mind. This is the art of Ayurveda. How profound. I just loved that. So I included it, all thanks to Sebastian Pohl.
I think it's beautiful.
Yes. So thank you. Yes, if you have questions, you can contact. And this was just to give an overview. And, in the current scenario, post-COVID or, COVID, everybody is at home. Most of us is at home. And we have that time and that opportunity. We never had this opportunity to evaluate our health or think about what am I doing, right? We are like hamsters on a wheel. But in work and all, you will have continuous evaluation from time to time, how well you are working. But with body, we never do that. But now that people got some time, most people are taking that pause. Maybe as an individual or as a community, they have decided, let's take a pause and evaluate what is happening within us. So this is a good time, I would say, to sit back and think what is happening in our body. How can, what are the habits that are benefiting me? What are the ones which are not so beneficial? Making slight changes in whatever way possible. And if needed, if required, doing a seasonal cleanse. This is a good time, a beautiful time to do a cleanse. We talk about the different effects created in the body because of change in season, what it does to vata, pitta, and kapha. Those details we can talk maybe late on a later session. Amita, does that sound good?
Absolutely. No, I think this is a great intro for all the viewers. They might watch it later, or they're watching right now through FB Live. Just exactly, what the benefits are for cleansing your body, right? So we're particularly talking about the Ayurveda cleanse today because it takes care of the holistic, like Dr. Kamya talked about, is the mind, body, and spirit. And it's not just your body, right? I mean, I've tried my juice cleanse and I try to clean my body and it doesn't work. I mean, unfortunately, but I, as a layman, I didn't know that I need to cleanse my mind and spirit as well. So it's just the overall, everything that makes us, and that's what Ayurveda is so different about, the cleansing process. So any question anyone has, you're welcome to put it in the comments or reach us. We will be offering the cleanse hopefully in March, or if not in April timeframe, but from Vaidya Kamya, and we will keep everyone posted. With that, I'd like to thank you so much, Vaidya Kamya, for being with us and introducing us to this absolutely beautiful concept of Ayurveda cleanse. Anything you'd like to add before we wrap up?
I would say, now Ayurveda is gaining a lot of importance, like Ayush medicines, for example. Its sales have skyrocketed 50%, 90%. But,
wow.
I want to make sure coming
India.
from the, sorry?
But the sales have skyrocketed in India or all over the world, in your opinion?
It's in India, yeah. So the Ayush group of medicines. But all over the world, there is so much focus given to Ayurveda. But I want to make sure that it is in the right way, not giving out wrong informations that, just taking the turmeric is going to fix everything, or doing a khichdi cleanse is going to fix everything. No, Ayurveda should always be customized. And that is the beauty of Ayurveda. So anytime if you have questions, please reach out to a Vaidya.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Lovely interacting with you, Amita, as always.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, and namaste.